perhaps, why don't you tell me what Hochstein is and what Hochstein does on a daily basis?
Sure. Hochstein is a community arts education organization. So we serve people of all ages, of all backgrounds, of any level of experience or ability. And we're a highly inclusive and diverse environment. So we have lessons in music and dance, classes of all kinds, of course, in both of those things, lots of ensemble activity. And we have a large team of arts therapists who work with people all over our community with special needs or disabilities, and seniors. So we're both heavily involved in our own facility in downtown Rochester, but also out in the community quite a lot.
It isn't just lessons. Hochstein hosts a number of events throughout the week as well. Is that right?
That's correct. We give a lot of performances, and we offer our performance facilities for rental for other arts organizations. So we have a lot of partners in that as well. So it's very eerie for our building to be so quiet.
Well, the other thing, sorry, something is blooping and I don't like it, and I have to stop it from blooping because that is absolutely distracting me. What is that? Oh, that's my email. All right. Sorry about that. So not asking too much for a specific number, but during the school year, I mean, how many classes do you have during the day with students, with people from the community? I mean, how busy is Hochstein typically?
Typically, we have a few hundred people in and out of our building for instruction every day. On Saturdays, it's probably double that. It's about 800 people that come in and out for various kinds of things. Yeah.
So that's students and teachers as well?
It's probably just students.
Wow. So in terms of teachers, how does that relationship work? Are the teachers who teach at Hochstein, are they paid directly at Hochstein? Are they paid from the students? How does that part of that work?
We're an employer of the faculty, so instructors are paid by us.
So how is this affecting you then?
Well, as you might imagine, it's a big challenge, and it's sort of changing every single day. But since we decided that we could not have on-site instruction as of this past Monday, our teachers have been incredibly resourceful and creative in finding new ways to provide instruction, of course, and that means going online. Now, that's working for most of our teachers, and some of them started right away on Monday. We announced this on Saturday afternoon, and on Monday they started giving lessons online, and it's wonderful. A lot of our class teachers are finding creative ways to keep connected and engaged with their students. Some of our activities are just not very feasible that way. Dance classes of various kinds, hard to do. A lot of our arts therapy work, we're very limited because our therapists are not allowed to enter buildings, and we can't get online access to the clients that we work with in those facilities because of the limitations of the setup. And there's just things that are hard to overcome. So we're still working out some of that. We're still investigating some of it, but a certain amount of our activity in instruction is certainly going to go away for the time being. And that's going to affect those individual instructors particularly, as well as the organization.
Gotcha. So this part I might not quote you on specifically. It's just so I can get a sense of how this all works. So where does Hochstein's funding come from? Is it all from lessons? I mean, I know you mentioned a bunch of community partners, but I think people understanding how that part of it works. I mean, you don't have to give me the numbers or anything, but just so people have an understanding of how that works, so they can understand how the shutdown, what it affects you guys, would be important. So Hochstein is a nonprofit, A, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then B, then how does that work to make sure that you guys stay afloat with your various funding sources?
Yeah. So in any given year, about 60% of our revenue is from tuition, about 5% perhaps from rental revenues from the facility, and the remainder is contributed revenue.
So that to me then sounds like the part that's going to be most affected is the rental and contributed part, because I know some students won't be able to do it anymore because of maybe internet limitations or student limitations, but that part, just from my perspective, seems like the one that might be most affected.
It could be. We had to postpone for several months our biggest fundraising event of the year. So we are definitely going to experience that loss. We are doing our best to remain connected and engaged with our supporters, our friends, our donors, and ask them to work with us, to help us. But we know there's going to be an impact because, for one thing, a lot of people are going to be struggling themselves. So it's going to be, all those factors will play into the outcome. So we're working very hard to figure out how to manage, how to sustain our people. And that's the most important thing, how to sustain as much as we can the activity that we do with the community, but also to sustain our own people.
I think there's only one good thing that might come out of this, is that students no longer have an excuse not to practice.
Well, you could be right about that, Dan. There should be plenty of time for them to practice, and we're doing our best to inspire them to keep doing that and to figure out ways to make it fun.
So to that end, you and I both know this as artists ourselves and people really involved with the arts community, with people who work in the arts, with musicians. But this is a question that I think, especially music nonprofits, they have to send out this message all the time. But why is music important now more than ever to make sure that these organizations are funded and that people keep involving themselves in music? Why is that important, and why is it important more now than ever?
I think that this crisis is really showing us just how important music and the other arts are to us, but it's such an important way for us to both express ourselves, to remain connected with what our humanity really is, to experience beauty. It's a great comfort, to just be able to express our feelings and to share those with other people. It's that people-to-people connection. I think it's an incredible bridge, and we need it now more than ever.
Awesome. Peggy, anything I didn't ask about that you'd like to add? Oh, I actually do have something.
Yes.
If someone watches this and we're all saying this, but like if someone's watching this and says like, "Hey, I want to learn how to play guitar for the first time or finally," how can people sign up for the virtual lessons or any lessons at Hochstein?
People can reach us to. Oh, I'm sorry.
All good.
Ringing.
Through the power of editing.
Okay. Reach us through our website most quickly, and to find out about virtual instruction with us, to find out about future opportunities with us, and also to contribute if they want to support what we do.
Okay, fantastic, Peggy. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Dan.
It is my pleasure. We're hoping that this will come out today and tomorrow. The timing was interesting because I also got in touch with a independent musician who's moving his lessons to Skype, so we might have they'll be articles, but the timing would work if we get them out on the same day. So
wonderful. You'll be able to give our website. I didn't really say what it is, but you'll be able to give that. Yeah, I assume. So
I can figure that out.
Okay. Dan, it was great to talk with you. You're good at this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy.
I wish all my interviews were so easy to do.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Stay well out there, okay?
Thank you. You too. Keep well.
Care.
Take care.